I'm James Cooper. I'm the pastor of Love Fellowship Worship Center and a relatively new church in the city, and just looking forward to how we can engage the media with some of the good things that happen in the city.
My name is Clifford Bunnick. I'm a computer systems engineer at Ortho Clinical Diagnostics. I am a RIT alumni and also born and raised in Rochester, Edison Tech graduate.
Go Edison!
My name is Marvin Parker. I'm superintendent of construction at the city of Rochester.
Gary Lewin. I work for Ortho Clinical Diagnostics in the purchasing department. And I'm really excited to have you guys here tonight.
My name is Carlin Gibson, and I am the manager of adult education and workforce development at the Community Place in Greater Rochester. And just thank you all for being here.
I am Shawaka Bell. I am the practice manager for Anthony Jordan Dental, and I am also a small business owner and would like to know how do small businesses be able to have advertisement on your stations or in your newspapers or in your magazines.
Lance Thomas. I'm the Director of Finance at the Epilepsy Prelude, Inc.
Good afternoon. Jennifer Boutte. I'm the Finance Manager at Wilson Commencement Park.
I am Nalika Murray Fields. I work for the Center for Youth Services. I am the Assistant Director of Prevention Education Services at the Center for Youth. And I just think that you guys are the heart and pulse of the city, so I love it all. I enjoy reading it, watching it, all of it. So it's good for me.
Hello, my name is Shamika Neely. I also work for Hillside Work Scholarship Connection. I am a youth advocate at Greece Arcadia, which is our only suburban school receiving services.
Good afternoon. My name is Tertia Franklin. I'm the Human Resources Manager at Jordan Health Center. Everyone knows I have a lot of questions, so I'll wait to the end because hopefully you guys will answer them. But I'm here just to gain knowledge and insight.
Hello everyone. My name is Mary Miller. I'm a dentist by profession. I'm currently the Interim Dental Director at Anthony Jordan Health Center.
Good afternoon. My name is Lynette McGee, and I am a housing specialist case manager for the Family Self-Sufficiency Program at Rochester Housing Authority.
But for me, I try to make sure, and George knows this, we try to make sure that the folks in the community come first. That's the thing. That's the only reason I exist, and I'm on that is because of you guys. And if you guys don't utilize me, if you guys don't listen, then like, well, they might listen to you. Because when we first started, it was like 500 people. Not like 500, maybe 50. Now we're probably up to about 25,000.
35 from the last.
Thank you, so George. You know, from the Arbitron. Thank you, George.
My larger point is that you need to know the outlet that you're approaching, because there are certain things that you can pitch to Democrat and Chronicle that you're not going to pitch to another organization. If you can come up with your event that's related to that issue, or something you're doing that's related to a larger issue, you're much more likely to get on the air.
As far as like 10, Fox, 8, 13, those medias you will want to keep it very clear and concise, because we don't have a lot of time to go into a lot of issue-based things. But if we see your event is tied to something that we're doing, we're going to come to your event and we're going to expand upon it.
Jumping into like the pitching mode here, which is key, because don't make the one mistake that a lot of people will make, where it's here's my generic pitch to every single station known to man. If you craft those pitches for each of them, later on down the road, when you start sending releases or information or pitches to that mailbox, those will get open.
I'd like to get from the panels is their opinion on covering things when you have those, quotes sometimes manufactured.
A lot of what we do is relationship building. If you know that person, you know that host, they can kind of move you up to the front of the line. And if you come with the sob story, we do it. We go to challenge it. But Georgie, I know $75 for that quarter page. All I got is $25. You're not going to do that to Democratic Chronicle. You're not going to do that to the city newspaper, because they're going to tell you to step. Okay, so we have to respect the craft that these folks have up here, okay, and give them their due.
Because an idea of what things they need to think about in terms of your deadlines, the types of things you're looking for.
Okay, as far as when it comes to the magazine, my deadlines, because I'm a quarterly, I like to keep them up about 2 months. So really, right after an issue is released, within those first 2 weeks, that will be your deadline to get in contact with me for anything to be covered. Now, I'm a little different when it comes to some things, and I think it's because I come from a news background, but I like to keep some things separate. I like to keep advertising separate from the things that I put out. And it's because I don't like for them to interfere. I don't like to be, and this is nothing to you, but I don't like to be motivated by an advertisement spot. So when I make my story selection, I make it outside of my advertising deadline. I don't even touch that. When I approach the people who are doing my advertising, I make my advertising deadline completely separate because I don't want to be motivated by either or.
If they come to me and try to pitch a story to me based on someone who gave them money, I'm going to tell them right now, you're being unethical, you are challenging my ethics. So if you have to split yourself into two people, split yourself into...
No, I don't split myself into two people, but because I am the CEO of the business, everything comes down to me. Because we do have people who are sales-associates.
For the small business people who are here, you're going to have to split yourself into two people.
Or they may have employees who go out and do advertising.
Exactly.
But it's important to remain your integrity and your character, especially when you're coming from a media standpoint.
What things are you up against in terms of deadlines?
Okay, well, I think for me, my account comes out every Saturday, so when I leave here, I'm going to go finish it. Honestly. But I think pitch it to anybody you think might even have the slightest interest in what you're covering, send it to that person, and then even if they don't want to do it, they might pass it to somebody who would be interested or available.
In terms of with social media and crowdsourcing, for people to how do you get your sources for
One of the
stories?
things that we're trying to get the reporters to do, at least at WXXI, and there's some television stations and newspapers that have done a really good job of doing this, is actually using social media for reaching out for sources on a certain story. So the best thing that you can do is to go to every radio station, every TV station, every magazine, every newspaper around here, and start following everybody.
I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize the president of Rochester Association of Black Journalists who's joined us, Richard McCullough.
As soon as I could, I'm also a teacher. I teach at Northeast College Prep. I teach media communications. So I got here as soon as I can for this conference. Very nice.
We've got about.
I'm just curious as to how you all manage the pressure of the radio station making money, people pressuring you to give certain slants to articles, events.
We're going to fight this for a long time.
Yep.
The national media has just screwed it up for the local media.
Yep.
Because the national media has a bit of an agenda. The cable news channels, some of them have a bit of an agenda. So what happens? It ends up trickling down to us.
To happen. That's not. But you have to have some type of integrity and character and be able to stand up against that.